Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be talking all about my experience and how I got the job at Inglot, and I'm also going to show you a little makeup tutorial. This is the look that I wore to my interview. It's like a smoky wing and I really love the way this look turned out. So let's just get started. I was actually at the shopping centre one day after work and I was actually going to Sephora, and I just happened to look across and I saw the Inglot counter and I just thought, hey, maybe I could work there. So a few days later I decided to give them a call, and the girl that worked there told me that they were actually hiring in some locations. But she wasn't sure about that exact one, which was the closest one to me. So she gave me the state manager's email and she told me to email my resume and some photos of my work to her. She also told me they usually do their hiring through Instagram, so they'll just put up a post saying that they're hiring. So I went on Instagram and I saw the post that they were hiring, but it was from like a few weeks ago, but I still wanted to try because I really wanted to get the job. So I ended up emailing the state manager my resume, my cover letter and some photos of my work from freelancing, and she got back to me I think the next day saying that I got an interview. So I was so excited about that. The interview was held in the city, so I did have to travel, but that was fine. And make sure you get there at least 10 minutes early. I was really early. I think I was like half an hour or 40 minutes early. Some of the questions she asked was, why Inglot? I think that was the first question she asked me. So it's always good to know a little bit about the company, like the history and just stuff like that. So just do your research, and if you really want to work for the brand then that shouldn't be a problem. And also why I wanted to work there. I said something like, the brand is really inspiring, I really love their products and the quality, and I also would love to work with a group of girls that are just as passionate about makeup as me. So yeah, those were just a few things that I said. You want to make sure you have a really good answer for this because they're most likely going to ask you this question. So she also asked me about my work experience and my availability, which was pretty easy. And then another question was, tell me about a time you handled a difficult customer. So with this question, you always want to make sure you can turn it around and turn it into something positive. They want to see that you can take a difficult situation and turn it into something positive. And it's also going to show that you're really good with customer service. So yeah, those were just some of the main questions she asked me. There were a few other questions, but they were really easy, and yeah, so I think if you just have a few good answers prepared, then you'll be fine. The interview went for about 25 to 30 minutes, so it was pretty quick, and she told me that she would get back to me the following Wednesday, which was exactly a week from my interview. So a week went by, I didn't hear back from her. So 2 weeks went by, still didn't hear back from her, so I decided to call the store and just to find out how I went with my interview. If you haven't heard back from them, don't be afraid to give them a call, see what's going on, and if anything, it's just going to show that you're really passionate and you're really interested in the job. So that's what I did, and she told me that she had to do another round of interviews, so that's why she hadn't got back to me. And she told me she would get back to me that Wednesday, which was 2 days later. So 2 days later I received a call from the store manager where I was going to work, and she told me that I got the job. So I was actually at work at the time and I was just so happy. Oh my god. So yeah, it all happened pretty fast, and like it just goes to show that one little thing can just change your life. Like if I didn't see the makeup counter that day, I would still be working at my old job. Okay, so tips. I would say be confident. That's the number one thing. You want to show confidence. Even if you're nervous, I was nervous on the day, but you just want to like fake it till you make it. So yeah, just be yourself and show confidence. That's another thing. Be yourself. Don't try and be anything you're not. Yeah, don't be afraid to be yourself. Another thing is to show your passion. Show that you're really passionate about this job and that you would really, really love to work here. Even if you don't have like work to show, just bring some photos of makeup that you've done on yourself or your sister or anything, and I'm sure they'll be glad to look at that. I did have some photos to show because I've done a little bit of freelancing. As long as you focus on something and keep trying, then it will happen. So yeah, that's pretty much my little story of how I got the job at Inglot, and I'm probably going to be talking about them a lot more on my channel because I'll be using their products and stuff, so look forward to that. But yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you found this helpful, and let's get on to the makeup tutorial. So I'm going to start by applying a little bit of concealer over the eyelids just to act as a base for the eyeshadow. Just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to set that down with some pressed powder. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. The palette that I'm going to be using today is the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the palette that I used. So I'm first going to go in with these two shades right here. Just mix them together and just start working that through the crease. This is just going to give a really light wash of colour. So next, to add a little bit of definition to the eyes, I'm going to pick up this colour right here and I'm going to start buffing this into the crease. So I'm just keeping this colour in the crease and I'm not blending it onto my lid or like my inner corner area, just keeping it right in that socket line. Using this colour from the palette right next to the black, it's like a kind of medium to dark brown. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that and start running that along my lash line. And this is going to act as a base for when we put the darker colours and we create the wing. It's just going to create like a really smooth transition. I'm just using my eyelash case and I'm just going to line this up on the corner of my eye, just going towards my brow, and I'm just going to use that just to create a little bit more of a sharp line. And I'm also going to blend this into my outer V area. For the Smirky Wing, I'm going to pick up this really dark brown from the palette on a pencil brush. So what I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of warmth to the eye. So I'm going to take this colour right here from the palette. It's like a nice warm kind of a little bit orangey brown, and just go over the top of all the eyeshadows. It's just going to add warmth to the eye. So I'm taking my Sigma E40 brush and I'm just going to blend over the top just to make sure everything is nice and blended. With an angled brush like this one is from Zoeva. It's really defined and like sharp. So this is the 317 winged liner brush. So I'm going to dip into this black eyeshadow, just a tiny bit of this on my liner brush, and I'm also going to tap it off just so there's no fallout. I'm just going to press this into my lash line just to add like definition. And then I'll turn my brush around and then I'll just flick this out. And you can see it just adds like that little bit of definition. You can take your pencil brush and just start smoking this out a little bit, just focusing like on the top of the wing. I'm going to use this shade to highlight my brow bone. and also my inner corners. I'm going to mix this really nice gold with this bronzy colour right here. I'm not going to wet my brush or anything because I don't want it to be like too pigmented. Just a nice pop of gold. I'm just going to finish off my face, like my concealer and everything, and then I'll come back and finish off the eyes. I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer to highlight today. So I'm just going to apply that under my eyes. And just applying that to all of the areas that you want to highlight. So I like to highlight down the center of my face. Make sure you just go over everything just to make sure it's seamless and there's no lines. I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte powder to set everything. For bronzer, I'm using my Benefit Hoola bronzer. I've been loving using this just like as a natural contour. And it obviously like warms up your face at the same time. So I'm going to use that to just lightly contour. And then whatever's left on my brush, I'll just run that along my jawline. I'm using this Milani Blush and it's called Tea Rose. It's just a nice light, subtle blush. For highlighter, I'm also using a Milani product and this is called 03 Sunglow. First I'm applying this colour on my lower lash line. Then I'm adding a little bit of this darker brown. Blend that up into the wing. I'm going to take this really dark brown on a winged liner brush and just press this into the lash line. Just bringing it halfway. I'm going to curl my lashes. So I just put on some lashes. These are the Ardell Wispies, and I'm going to line my eyes with a brown eyeliner, just my waterline. To finish off this makeup look, I'm going to line my lips with the Colourpop Lippie pencil called BFF. And then I'm using the Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip in Aquarius. I'm just going to spray everything with some Fix Plus. So this is the completed look, and this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I really hope you found this video helpful if you are wanting to get a job at a makeup counter. So yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!